Chapter 1. The Arrival. The eerie clang of iron gates resonates throughout the stark concrete corridors of the maximum security prison, echoing Marcus's trepidation as he steps into his new reality. Stripped of his past, he is met with the sharp shouts of guards and the heavy scent of despair that hangs in the air. In voiceover, Marcus reflects on his life, the choices that led him here, the moments of recklessness that shattered dreams and estranged him from his loved ones. His heart races as he struggles to process the weight of what incarceration means, not just as a physical state, but as a deep chasm between himself and the person he once was. As he navigates the fluorescent-lit hallways, other inmates quietly observe, each burdened by their own tales of loss and regret. In that moment, surrounded by silence and uncertainty, Marcus begins to understand the stark reality of life behind bars. Chapter 2. The Inmate Introduction. As the echoes of the prison gates fade, we delve into the lives of the men and women who call this place home. One by one, their voices rise above the din, revealing glimpses of their identities before incarceration. Carlos, a once ambitious artist, recalls the vibrant mural he envisioned for his community, a dream shattered by poor choices. Angela, a devoted mother, shares the pain of being separated from her children, her voice breaking as she recounts missed birthdays and school events. Derek, a former athlete, reflects on how a single moment changed the trajectory of his life. The cheers of the crowd, now replaced by the hollow sounds of prison life. Each story weaves together a rich tapestry of dreams, despair, and unyielding hope, setting the stage for a journey towards understanding and redemption amidst the harsh realities of confinement. Chapter 3. Life Behind Bars. As the sun rises over the concrete walls, the day begins in a cacophony of sounds, the clang of metal doors swinging open, the echo of footsteps on cold linoleum, and the distant shouts of guards punctuating the air. Inmates shuffle through the corridors, caught in the rhythm of prison life. Breakfast is a somber affair, a mix of tasteless gruel and bread, served with the harshness of reality. Marcus describes the solemn faces around him, each carrying the weight of their stories. Yard time offers a brief respite. The sounds of basketballs bouncing and laughter create fleeting moments of connection. In a small corner, groups gather to share whispers of hope and dreams long forgotten. This chapter illustrates the mundane yet complex daily routines that define existence behind bars, highlighting both the struggles faced and the small acts of humanity that flicker like distant stars amid the overwhelming darkness. In the dimly lit classroom, Samantha stands before a makeshift blackboard, her passion for education igniting a spark of hope among the inmates. Once a dedicated teacher, she now finds herself in a prison cell. But instead of succumbing to despair, she creates a sanctuary for learning. The ambient sounds of shuffling papers and whispered conversations fill the air as inmates gather to absorb lessons that transcend their bleak surroundings. Samantha's voice resonates as she recounts the power of knowledge, sharing stories of her students' transformations. Education is the key to breaking the cycle, she asserts, her words punctuated by laughter and discussions about dreams long deferred. As she encourages creativity and critical thinking, the inmates begin to envision futures beyond these walls. Sounds of laughter and camaraderie blend with the rhythmic scrawls of chalk on board, weaving a tapestry of resilience that ignites the flicker of hope in their hearts. Chapter 5. Culinary Creations. In the dimly lit kitchen of the cafeteria, the scent of simmering vegetables mingles with a hint of spices, transporting the inmates, if only for a moment, to memories of home-cooked meals. Tony, once a celebrated chef in the outside world, stands before a group of eager inmates, embodying hope and creativity amidst confinement. His voice, warm and inviting, beckons his classmates closer as he introduces them to the world of culinary arts, each lesson becoming a mini escape from their harsh realities. Cooking isn't just about food, he explains, stirring a pot of rich tomato sauce. It's about connection, about crafting something beautiful from what you have. Laughter bubbles up as they chop vegetables together, the clinking of knives against cutting boards offering a comforting rhythm. Through shared recipes and tantalizing flavors, the inmates find camaraderie, transforming the mundane into moments of joy, reminders that even within these walls they can savor life. Chapter 6. Struggles of Silence. In this chapter, we delve into the heart of Jamal's story, a young man grappling with the consequences of a crime born from overwhelming passion. As he shares his narrative during a joint therapy session, his voice trembles with emotion, revealing the layers of regret and loss that weigh heavily on him. The soft murmur of background music creates an intimate atmosphere, inviting listeners into his world of vulnerability. "I didn't just lose my freedom," Jamal confesses. "I lost the chance to be the man I wanted to be." The session becomes a safe space where inmates express their darkest fears and regrets. Jamal's raw honesty resonates with others, fostering a sense of connection and understanding. Their shared struggles echo through the room, proving that even in confinement, the journey towards healing and forgiveness can begin. This moment marks a pivotal step in their search for redemption, together confronting the silence that often suffocates their souls. Chapter 7. Breaking the Stigma. Lila's story begins with the gritty echoes of her gang-infested neighborhood, where survival often meant making difficult choices. Now behind bars, she opens up about the stigma that follows her, marked not just by her past actions, but by society's perception of women like her. As she speaks, her voice carries the weight of shame mixed with resilience. "I didn't choose this life," she reflects, "but it doesn't define who I am now." In a heartfelt discussion during a group therapy session, Lila passionately advocates for the rights of women in the justice system, emphasizing the unique challenges they face. The ambient sounds of pens scratching on paper and the murmur of fellow inmates resonate as they share their stories, revealing the complex tapestry of identities shaped by trauma and resilience. Amidst the pain, Lila and her peers forge a bond, finding strength in solidarity and a shared commitment to redefining their futures. Chapter 8. Bonds Forged in Trials. In the harsh environment of the maximum security prison, unexpected friendships bloom, offering solace amid despair. The sounds of laughter echo through the cell block, mingling with the hushed whispers of shared secrets and unyielding support. Marcus reflects on his unlikely camaraderie with Jamal and Samantha, recognizing how their vulnerabilities forged an unbreakable bond. Together, they share stories that resonate with pain and resilience, moments of vulnerability that remind them they are not alone. During yard time, the clanking of weights serves as a backdrop to their laughter, painting a picture of camaraderie and hope. In quiet corners, inmates exchange encouragement and advice, knitting a safety net of trust in a place riddled with fear and uncertainty. This chapter captures the spirit of mutual support, a testament to the human need for connection, even in the bleakest circumstances. These bonds remind each inmate that they are more than their past. They are a community united in their struggle for redemption. Chapter 9. The Calm Before the Storm. As the sun sets over the prison yard, an unsettling tension fills the air. Inmates gather in small clusters, their conversations hushed and cautious, whispers punctuated by distant echoes of guards shuffling through the corridors. Marcus tunes into the anxiety swirling around him, his stomach nodding with the sense that something is brewing beneath the surface. The ambient sounds, a mix of clinking metal, faint laughter, and the rustling of uniforms, contrast sharply with the unease he feels. In a moment of stillness, Samantha reflects on their fragile community, voicing concerns about the growing unrest she senses among the inmates. Tony recounts a moment of camaraderie when they shared stories over meals, highlighting how quickly things can unravel. The atmosphere thickens as each inmate battles their own fears while reminiscing about the fleeting moments of joy. Just beneath the calm, a storm looms, igniting a collective dread. What will the night bring? Chapter 10. The Riot. The atmosphere in the prison shifts rapidly from a fragile calm to palpable tension as whispers of discontent ripple through the population. The sound of shuffling feet and hushed conversations fills the air, thick with apprehension. Suddenly, chaos erupts, a cacophony of shouts, sirens, and the clanging of metal doors as a full-scale riot breaks out. Marcus finds himself at the center of the turmoil, heart racing as he witnesses the fear and desperation etched on the faces of his fellow inmates. In this moment of crisis, chaos reigns supreme, but something remarkable begins to unfold. Torn between self-preservation and the call to lead, Marcus draws on his own pain, transforming it into a source of strength. He shouts for calm, urging those around him to remember the bonds they've forged in this confined world. His voice rises above the din, a beacon of hope amid the chaos, signaling the dawn of unity in the face of adversity. Chapter 11. Together in Crisis. As the chaos of the riot ensues, the air thickens with tension, the once familiar sounds now replaced by shouts and the clatter of metal. In this harrowing moment, Marcus stands at the center of the turmoil, a beacon of reluctant leadership. In the din, he calls out to his fellow inmates, urging them to come together to stand firm against the rising tide of violence. The soundscape captures the frantic heartbeat of the prison, a cacophony of alarms, angry voices, and the shuffling of feet. Inmates, once solitary in their struggles, begin to unite, finding strength in shared fear. Personal stories of courage bubble to the surface as they band together, forming a shield against despair. Amidst the chaos, moments of solidarity shine bright. One inmate helps another up from the ground. Laughter mixes with cries of alarm, bonding them in this shared crisis. Together, they are more than just inmates. They are a community fighting for survival and dignity. Chapter 12. Finding Strength. As the dust settles from the chaos of the riot, Marcus finds himself at the center of a fragile community bound by shared experiences and newfound resolve. His voice, once filled with uncertainty, now carries the weight of collective vulnerability. In the dimly lit common area, surrounded by anxious yet hopeful faces, he shares his own fears and failures, encouraging others to do the same. "I'm not here to lead," he tells them, "but to walk alongside you." This simple shift in perspective ignites a spark of courage among the inmates. Lila, Jamal, and Samantha step forward, sharing their stories of loss and redemption, creating a powerful tapestry of resilience. The sound of their voices intertwines, echoing through the hall, a poignant reminder that strength often grows in the midst of vulnerability. In those moments, a sense of unity blossoms, revealing the profound truth that healing often lies in shared journeys. Chapter 13. Letters from the Inside. In the quiet of their cells, a flicker of hope ignites as inmates gather their thoughts to write letters to family and friends. The sound of pens scratching against paper fills the air, a symphony of longing and connection. Marcus begins, his voice trembling as he reads aloud, "I'm sorry for the pain I caused. I'm trying to change." His words resonate with remorse and a desire for forgiveness. Nearby, Samantha shares her dreams of teaching again, the ink flowing as she describes a world beyond prison walls. Jamal, with an aching heart, writes to his mother, expressing the regret that has haunted him since his crime. "I wish I could tell you how sorry I am." The emotional depth of these letters is palpable, crafted with sincerity and vulnerability. With every word, they weave a tapestry of hope, bridging the gap between confinement and the love that awaits them outside.